Good morning, children. Yesterday we discussed about under the botany, that is the topic morphology of flowering plants. Morphology of flowering plants. Morphology of flowering plants. Last class I can explain regarding the morphology of flowering plants. The flower and its parts, the major important parts of the flower that I will explain. It is calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. That names calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium gynoecium. This important four components I will explain last class. What are the major role of this corolla, calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium? Today we are going to study the various types of yeast-vation. Already I will explain that the meaning of yeast-vation last class. Meaning of yeast-vation, that arrangement of sepals and the petals, we commonly call it as a yeast-vation. So before going to the yeast-vation, you should know the meaning of flower and parts of flower, how the various parts will be supporting for the reproduction, and what are the important functions of calyx, important function of corolla, important function of androecium and gynoecium. So in this flower, what I explained, the various strategies, nature of the flower, and at that last class we can give some instructions about the arrangement of flower with these parts, that is the arrangement of ovary in a flower depending on different nature of the flower, that is hypogynous, hypogyny, hypogynous flowers, epigynous flowers, and one more, three components. One is hypogynous, one is epigynous, one more is perigynous. I think I will explain these three last class. The arrangement of ovary in a flower, where the arrangement of ovary, whether the ovary is in hypogynous, the ovary in a upper phase, epigynous, ovary in the middle phase, perigynous, the ovary is in between the calyx and corolla. That I will explain last class, the meaning of hypogynous, perigynous and epigynous. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಹೂವಿನ ಭಾಗಗಳು ಆ ನಾಲ್ಕು ಭಾಗ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಕೇಲೆಕ್ಸ್, ಕರೋಲಾ, ಆಂಡ್ರೇಶಿಯಂ, ಗೈನೇಶಿಯಂ. ಸೆಪಲ್ಸ್, ಪೆಟಲ್ಸು, ಆ ಸೆಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪೆಟಲ್ ಆಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪೆಟಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಲರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಕೇಲೆಕ್ಸ್, ಕರೋಲಾ, ಆಂಡ್ರೇಶಿಯಮು, ಗೈನೇಶಿಯಮು, ಸೆಪಲ್ಸು, ಪೆಟಲ್ಸು, ಆಂತರು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಮೂರು ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ 3 types of flower ಅನ್ನು ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಆ 3 types of flower ಹೈಪೋಗೈನಸ್ ಒಂದು, ಎಪಿಗೈನಸ್, ಪೆರಿಗೈನಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಹೈಪೋಗೈನಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಓವರಿ ಮೇಲ್ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಅದರ ಕೆಳಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಕವರ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಪೆರಿಗೈನಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಪೆರಿಗೈನಸ್ ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್, ಎಪಿಗೈನಸ್ ಕೆಳಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ. ಈ 3 ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನು ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಪೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಸೆಪಲ್ಸ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಈಸ್ಟಿವೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದ ಈಸ್ಟಿವೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ದ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಪಲ್ಸ್, ದ ಪೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as ಈಸ್ಟಿವೇಷನ್. The model of arrangement, the mode of arrangement of sepals or the petals in flower in respective to members of with overall flower is called as a ಈಸ್ಟಿವೇಷನ್. ಇದನ್ನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೂ ಈಸ್ಟಿವೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನೋ ದಟ್ AESTAVATION ಈಸ್ಟಿವೇಷನ್. Eastivation, this eastivation is the definition. It will be arrangement of petals and sepals in the flower is called as eastivation. Eastivation ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸೆಪಲ್ಸ್ ಪೆಟಲ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಈಸ್ಟಿವೇಷನ್ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಪಲ್ಸ್ ಪೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೇ ಈಸ್ಟಿವೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯೋದು. The eastivation is commonly the 4 kinds, valvate, twisted, imbricate and vexillary. Valvate, first one is valvate. See, I will explain each and everything. What is the meaning of valvate? What is the meaning of twisted? For the second one is twisted. Twisted eastivation. Next one is imbricate. Third one is imbricate. Imbricate eastivation. Next one is vexillary. Fourth type of eastivation we commonly call it as a vexillary. Okay, so first one, valvate. I will show you the example. What is the meaning of valvate? How the petals are arranged in a valvate flower. See, the valvate eastivation is called as the arrangement of petals in a sequential order without overlap one to another petal is called as valvate eastivation. Valvate eastivation. See, in this valvate eastivation, the flower is like this arrangement. The petals are not touch each other. The petals will be separately. It will be separate. The petals are separate. For example, this is a flower. This is the arrangement is separate. Here, each and every petal will be different, like this. There is no connection between one and the other. This eastivation is called valvate distribution. Okay, in this valvate distribution, the petals are not touched together. It will be different. So, for example, this is the flower for the example for valvate distribution. Next, we will go to the twisted distribution. Twisted distribution. What is the meaning of twisted distribution? It will be petals will be twisted one under the another. Petals will be twisted one under the other. Here will be like this, join. Like this, the petals will be joined together. He is called as twisted distribution. It is the diagram of the petals. What you are seeing like this is the totally different. The sepals are arranged like this. Arranged like this. Here, the difference between arrangement of petals from ear to ear, just you can see, here petals are arranged without touching for the apex here, it will be arranging. So, there is no any way here connection between one petal to another petal. That is commonly called as a valvate. I will already show the one flower. This is the example for this. I will tell you the example botanical word also. So, in the concept of the twisted distribution, the flower petals will be arranging in a different manner. It will be twisting. It will be twisting. I will give you one beautiful example for that. You can able to follow. See, this is a twisted. See how the petals are arranged in a form of twisting one under the another, one under the another. Just you can see here, the petals are arranged. But here, the difference is, the petals is arranged here. There is no touch or there is no relation or there is no link between one and the other petal. Here, the petals will be arranging will be different. It is called as the twisted distribution. Next, we will go to the imbricate distribution. Imbricate distribution. Imbricate. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಪೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಸೇರದೇನೆ ದೂರ ದೂರ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಅನ್ನ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ವೇಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಟ್ವಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಪೆಟಲ್ ಇಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪೆಟಲ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಹಾಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಟ್ವಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್ distribution ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಹೈಬಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಇಸ್ a bit good example for the twisted. Next we go to the imbricate. ಇವೆರಡು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ. What is the difference between imbricate and twisted? Here one side outside and one is inner side of the different petals. This is the imbricate. The petals are arranged. One is totally outside, another is totally inside. Totally inside. Then again one more is another outside. Again it will be inside. So here the difference of arrangement of petals. Here one side will be outer, one side will be inner. Here both the sides are inner, both the sides are outer. So the imbricate is nothing but the arrangement of petals in a sequential order. Each and every petal will be separate in a one and the another in the form of a round shape. it will be the both the ends will be in and both the ends will be outer inside. That is, we commonly call it as a imbricate eastivation. Imbricate eastivation. Then we will go to the one more eastivation, waxillary. Waxillary eastivation. See, what is the meaning of this waxillary eastivation? How the eastivation will be separated? That is one of the beautiful example. From beginning itself, here the eastivation is arranging like this. One and the another petals will be arranging each and other from the ovary is called as auxiliary eastivation. This is the example for auxiliary eastivation. Now, the four types of eastivation you should remember, and they can ask the examination for theory as well as the practical examinations. Okay, so that is the meaning of eastivation. What is the four types of eastivation? Here, the Andrecium and the Gynoecium. Already I will explain. The Gynoecium is the female reproductive organ or the part of the flower, and it is made up of one or more carpels. That carpels, what is the meaning of carpel and what is the meaning of style? I will explain. See, Andrecium and Gynoecium already I will explain in the last class. It is a more, Andrecium is one of the composed, it means stamens, which represents the male reproductive organ. That is, you can remember, Andrecium and Gynoecium. Andrecium represents male reproductive organ. Gynoecium is a female reproductive organ. So, commonly flower is a bisexual organ. Both the male and female parts, sexual parts will be arranged in one flower. So, Andrecium is a male reproductive organ. Gynoecium is a female reproductive organ. So, what I will explain in this eastivation, it is in the arrangement of sepals and petals. The Andrecium and Gynoecium, what type of Andrecium, what type of Gynoecium, based on the arrangement of male sex organs or the female sex organs, is called as the axil or the arrangement of sexual parts in the Andrecium and Gynoecium. So here the arrangement of the anther or the, in case of stamen or the stigma, we are all arranged together in a different characters that will be commonly we studied in a Gynoecium and Andrecium under the flower, that is a diatoms or the priatoms. So these are the components under the Andrecium and Gynoecium in a flower. That and all I will explain with help of diagram and showing a real fruit in your this one. For example, Andrecium, how it's like a fruit, and a Gynoecium. Suppose we take one of the fruit, this is not there here, just we can take a lemon fruit, or in case of pea plant, whatever may be, the arrangement of here in the real stem and stamens in the Andrecium, and a Gynoecium ovary where we were arranging. Already I will explain the arrangement of ovary in the different types of flowers like hypothalamus, hypogynous, epigynous, and epigynous and perigynous. Hypogynous, epigynous, perigynous. The arrangement of this epigynous, perigynous, and hypogynous, where the seed will be formed, that and all it is there in your textbook diagram. I will explain that with help of real proof. You can able to understand. Based on that, we can call it as a different types of gynoecium and also androecium. So come to the androecium part. How the androecium should be supporting for the future fruit. That is with help of the pollen sac, pollen grain. See, I will get you one example. I think in this you cannot see the anther and it will become a what type of fruits and arrangement of fruit and flower. That and all we cannot able to see. I will show you some other plants and flowers. Anyhow, you should remember androecium. Just a definition, very simple. Androecium is it is already I wrote on the blackboard, male sex part of the flower. It is composition of staminoid, epitomos, or the epilos, or in case of male productive, pollen sacs and pollen grains in androecium. So, I will explain three important components of androecium. Androecium is the male reproductive part of the what we call it as male productive organ in a flower. It is a stigma and stamen and sigma situated in the androecium. Come to the gynoecium. Gynoecium is a female reproductive organ in a flower. Ovary is situated in a gynoecium. Okay, so here stigma, ovary, placenta, style, they are arranged in a different manner. That manner is called as apocarpus and also syncarpus. Apocarpus is nothing but what the meaning of apocarpus. When the more than one carpel is present, they will be free or called as apocarpus. The syncarpus is when the carpels are fused each other. There is example for a mushroom and tomato is called as a syncarpus. I will show you with the help of diagrams. I will real plants and I will bring a real fruit and I will show you. So syncarpus, apocarpus. Syncarpus is nothing but arranging sync. It is arranging closely. And that is one more apocarpus will be free. So the meaning of apocarpus, they are the term. It is they are free from the placenta. There are one or more placenta should be free. One and another is called as a apocarpus. Okay. See, now we go to the placentation. Placentation is nothing but arrangement of the seed in a androecium or gynoecium is called as a placentation. Now, I think you can able to understand here the writing a diagram of floral formula. That is last class only I will explain. With the help of pixelation, we can write the floral diagram. Floral diagram means arrangement of sepals and flowers in a flower in the form of formula. We call it as a floral diagram. Okay. Now, I think we will go before going to floral diagram. You should know the four parts of flower. That is a calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, and meaning of this androecium and gynoecium. All these things, it is there in your syllabus. You should be remember the meaning of flower, meaning of gynoecium, androecium, parts of the flower, everything. So now we will go to the fruit. I think what we are going to understand the morphology of flowering plants. See, it is a very simple. You don't forget what I explain. Morphology of flowering plants is nothing but what are the morphological changes from the root, leaf, stem and flower. Today we are going to morphology of the fruit. So I think you know the meaning of fruit is a very simple definition. What is the fruit? What is the meaning of the fruit? Fruit is a reproductive organ in a particular plant or the one of the plant. The fruit characterizes is it is a developed a fertilization and it produce a new offsprings or the new plants is called as the fruit. Okay, I think one more general definition. The fruit is characteristic feature of the flowering plant. It is a mature or ripened ovary developed after the fertilization. A fruit is formed without fertilization. The ovary is called as a parthenocarpic fruit. Here, the types of before going to the types of fruits, you should know the meaning of fruit. The fruit is generally the ripened ovary is called as a fruit. Ripened ovary in a flower is called fruit. Is called fruit. The meaning of this. The ovary itself develops the fruit. That's why ripened is a developed. The ripened ovary is called as a fruit. That is, you should remember the definition, very simple definition. That the meaning of ripened. What is the meaning of that? R-I-P-E-N-E-D. R-I-P-E-N-E-D. Ripened. Meaning of this ripened, it will be matured. Ripened is nothing but matured. Ovary is called as the fruit. So, definition of fruit you already know, and you can come to the structure of fruit. The fruit is the combination of epicarp, mesocarp, seed, endocarp. Whatever the fruit you can take example, pericarp, endocarp and mesocarp. Pericarp is outer layer, endocarp is inner layer, pericarp is in between that, and one more layer is called as a inside that is called as seed. Again we go to the meaning of seed. The fruit having a seed. What is the meaning of the seed? Seed is a, what is the definition of seed? The ovules after the fertilization develop to the seed. A seed is made up of the seed coat and an embryo. So embryo is made up of radical, embryonical axis and one and each other. So we call it as the seed. So here the combination of ovules, the combination of different pods in a particular manner is called as a seed. So here the parts of fruit, epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp. Epicarp is outer layer, mesocarp is middle layer and inner layer we commonly call it as endocarp. Inside that endocarp we having that is a seed. It is called as a seed. For example, it is a mango. We can cut the mango in a vertical having a seed. It is a seed. It is a seed. Here, the mango This is all the layer commonly. See, this is the layer. This is the layer. In this layer, the upper epi means outer. This is, see the three areas. You remember the same common words will be coming. Epicarp is covering. Epicarp. In mesocarp. Mesocarp. And endocarp. See here. What is the meaning of epicarp? Meaning of mesocarp? Meaning of endocarp? See here, endocarp is the thing what inside up. This is the region. This is the seed. This is inside the seed. Commonly we call it as endocarp. In between these, mesocarp, finally outer layer is called endocarp. This is the seed. This is the seed. So here, the fruit is the combination of coconut or the mango, whatever you can take example. The fruit is nothing but the combination of epicarp, mesocarp, seed and endocarp. Okay, I think you can able to understand the fruit. I will show you real fruit. I will explain epicarp, mesocarp and also endocarp. Epicarp, carp is a layer. Epi means outer layer. The parts of the seed, parts of the fruit. Epicarp is the outer layer, protect the fruit. Fleshy layer is called mesocarp, middle of the outer and inner. The inner cover or the inner layer is called as a endocarp. Okay, then seed. Then we will go to the next component, seed. The seed is also one of the ovals of the fertilization develops into a seed. Ovals of the fertilization. The fertilization, pollination take place. The combination of male and female gametes that form a one structural body is called as a seed. The seed responsible for the next generation develop a future plant. So that the seed having a different categories under the dicotyledons and monocotyledons. The structure of monocotyledon seed and structure of dicotyledon seed we can study now. What is the important components under the seed that will be explained. The seed having a testa, tegmen, hilum is the three important components in the seed. The seed coat, hilum, micropyle, cotyledon, plumule, radicle. So here structure of dicotyledon seed and how it will be germinates and form a new plant with the help of the seed. That and all we can learn in this under monocotyledons as well as dicotyledon plants. Monocotyledon and dicotyledon plants. So here the seed is the definition that will be remembered. The outermost, that is what the definition. After the, I think you know the meaning of fruits, the combination of flowering plants in relation to various ripened ovaries are called as a fruit. Here the seed, the ovals after the fertilization develop in a particular manner, a particular organ is called as a seed. The seed combination are the combined of testa, tegmen, hilum. Testa, tegmen and hilum. testa, tegmen, and HALUM. HALUM. This is ilum. Okay. So these three important parts in the seed. With the help of that, the fruit plant will be germinated. That its germinal characters, that is embryonic conditions and embryonic characters, it will be developing few new plants with the seed. Okay, so what is the meaning of testa? What is the meaning of tegmen? The outermost layer of the seed is called testa. In between the inner layer is called as a seed, called as a tegmen, and ileum is the scar of the seed coat through which developing a seed. It is seed coat is called as ileum. One you can take any seed example. The seed coat is called as the ileum, and the upper layer here the region upper layer is called testa, and inner layer is called as tegmen. Testa and tegmen. The final coat is called as a seed coat. So all these things will present in the seed. Then what is the differences between dicotyledon and monocotyledon seeds in the different plants? Now, I think I will explain the more components. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ripened organ of the flower is nothing but fruit. The fruit ಮೂರು ಭಾಗಗಳಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದು ಮೂರು ಭಾಗಗಳು? ಎಪಿಕಾರ್ಪೋ, ಮಿಸೋಕಾರ್ಪೋ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವುದು? ಎಪಿಕಾರ್ಪ್, ಎಂಡೋಕಾರ್ಪ್, ಮಿಸೋಕಾರ್ಪ್, ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸೀಡ್. ಸೀಡಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಭಾಗಗಳು, ಅದು ಟೆಸ್ಟಾ, ಟೆಗ್ಮೆನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಐಲಮ್. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಟೆಸ್ಟಾ, ಟೆಗ್ಮಾ, ಐಲಮ್ ಈ ಮೂರು ಭಾಗಗಳು, ಮೂರು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಡೈಕಾಟಿಲಿಡನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಮಾನೋಕಾಟಿಲಿಡನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದು. ಮಾನೋಕಾಟಿಲಿಡನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಡೈಕಾಟಿಲಿಡನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್, already you can know the characters of the dicotyledon and monocotyledon plants. I will explain so many times regarding the dicotyledon, that is what type of characters monocotyledons is a fibrous root system, dicotyledons are the taproot system, mother root, and almost the big plants and example for the dicotyledons. The monocotyledons are commonly herbs and shrubs. That and all you already know. Now we are going to study monocotyledon plants and dicotyledon plants. That once I will quoted the examples for the dicotyledon and monocotyledon. That is I will show you the example. I will show you the diagram. That is a monocotyledon seed. See, endosperm inside the seed, speculum, calyphyll, plumate, radicle, and also coils is arranging in a monocotyledon seed. The seed coat fruit wall will be in a one layer. That the layer inside the seed coat will protect the seed. That is a arone or alirone layer. It will be protecting a seed of moisture content, and also it will be arranged in a simple cells. It will be avoiding of foreign substances or the foreign destruction. Here embryo, endosperm. See, this is a embryo is inside. Endosperm cover the embryo in a monocotyledon seeds. But in case of dicotyledon seed, the ileum seed coat covering a seed, the embryo will be developed inside. The difference between embryos situated in the monocotyledon plants and dicotyledon plants, here micropyle is the pot will grows a new generation, new plant in a seed. So, plumbel, radical, pseudophil is arranged is the present monocotyledon seeds. Seed coat, ileum, and also what we already explained that tegmen and testa is present in a dicotyledon plants. That will be remember the dicotyledon plants having a test, stigma, and ileum. Micropyle will be present in a dicotyledon plants. In monocotyledon plants, plumel, radical, and also one of the urlar layer. That layer is protects the seed from outer foreign substances and protects the water moisture contained in a seed. How many days will be lived? That will be dried cells that supporting for this layer, that alveolar layer. That is the monocotyledon seed structure. That monocotyledon seeds will be open and just ripened fruit, and seed just you can open it, you can able to understand. I will show you with the compound microscope what are the characteristics under the monocotyledon seed and also dicotyledon seeds. That will be remember. Once again, I will quote it: testa, tegma, and also one more ileum. Ileum is under the dicotyledon seeds, and monocotyledon seeds. What are the components like plumbel, radical, pseudophil, and colyza is under the monocotyledon seeds. Next, we will go to the some of the plants. Floral diagram of some of the flower, floral, 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 floral diagram, floral diagram, floral diagram of flowers with floral formula. Okay, we should know the floral diagram, then we can know the floral formula. Just I will give an example, then we will going to study what is the meaning of this floral diagram. See, this is one of the example. Then I quoted with help of particular family. Particular family. See, just what I give an example here. It is a, I will give once again the example. See, calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. The arrangement of androecium, gynoecium, calyx, and corolla is called as a floral diagram. It is example only I quoted with help of beautiful particular family examples. See, count it. 1, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. How many calyx? 4. Corolla, how many corolla? 1, 2, 3, 4. Corolla 4. What type of androecium? what type of gynoecium, whether the male or the female, or it will be male and female. See, all these characters will show in a floral diagram. Androecium 2 plus 4. How many polar grains are there? What are the androecium characters? How many polar grains? All these things we can study under here, the floral diagram. Number of calyx, number of corolla, number of androecium, and androecium what? Whether the male and female, what the character of this androecium, what is the characters of gynoecium, how many anthers will be present, everything we can study under here, androecium and gynoecium characters. That is a calyx 2 plus 2, calyx corolla, androecium 2 plus 4, gynoecium 2. Gynoecium means what type of two anthers will be present or one anther will be present. That data we can explain in this floral diagram. Okay, so this is commonly called as the floral diagram of hibiscus flower. It is a hibiscus flower. So I will tell you one by one that will I will explain in relation to the with help of flower. I will write the floral diagram. How you can write that and all I will explain. See, I think you can able to understand the floral diagram of the flower. The arrangement of sepal, how many sepals is there? 4. How many petals is there? See, for example, here petals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what type of estivation? Whether the valvate estivation or the imbricate estivation or the twisted estivation. This is a twisted estivation and 4 corolla and calyx. How many calyx? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 calyx. 5 this one petals. Androecium is 1. Gynoecium. How arrangement of these the pollen grains in a pollen tube, that we can mention here. 5 calyx, 5 corolla, 5 androecium. What type of androecium? Male or female? Or the, in case of male and female, that will be one of the things what we will about it. The types of ovary what I quoted, whether the hypogynous, epigynous or perigynous. Whether epigynous ovary, hypogynous ovary, perigynous ovary, petals are arranged in a valvate or imbricate or twisted. Whether the androecium and gynoecium, what type of arrangement, all these things you can study in a floral diagram of the flower. Understand? So the floral diagram is nothing but the showing of the different characters of flowers in a particular plant is called floral diagram. That floral diagram represents all the categories of the parts, calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, and how arrangement, whether the twisted or the imbricate estivation or the valvate estivation, whether the androecium is hypogynous, epigynous or the perigynous. All these things we can study under the type of floral diagram. So that floral diagram I will explain with help of different families and different characters. Now I will conclude in this today's class. What I am explaining in the Kannada and English is a very simple, don't make confusion. What are the components instead in a flower and what shape of the flower and arrangement of sepals and petals is called estivation. Estivation is a commonly 4 types. One is velvet, twisted, second one twisted, third one imbricate, and fourth one is, what is that? You should remember that. What is the four components? Velvet, twisted, imbricate, and axillary. So four types of eastivation. Okay, that is the most important eastivation, arrangement of eastivation. Then we will go to the androecium, arrangement of organs, gynecium and fruit, three areas of the fruit, three layers of the fruit, and seed, characteristics of seed in a monocotyledon and dicotyledons. And finally, floral diagram. What are the components of the floral diagram? All these things you can study today. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಆ ಫ್ಲೋರಲ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಆ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆ ಫ್ಲವರು ಏನು ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇನ್ನೇನು ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಆ ಫ್ಲವರಲ್ಲಿ, ಪೆಟಲ್ಸು ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಈಸ್ಟಿವೇಷನ್ ಹೇಗಾಗಿದೆ, ಆ ಸೆಪಲ್ಸು ಪೆಟಲ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟು, ಆಂಡ್ರಿಷಿಯಂ ಗೈನೀಷಿಯಂ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥಿತವಾಗಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮೇ ಫ್ಲೋರಲ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯೋದು. ಆ ಫ್ಲೋರಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಆಂಡ್ರಿಷಿಯಮು, ಗೈನೀಷಿಯಮು, ಸೆಪಲ್ಸು, ಪೆಟಲ್ಸು ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ ಫ್ಲವರು, ಫ್ರೂಟು, ಸೀಡಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾನೋಕಾಟ್ಲಿಡನ್ನು, ಡೈಕಾಟ್ಲಿಡನ್ ಸೀಡ್ಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಈಸ್ಟಿವೇಷನ್ ಫ್ಲೋರಲ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಆ ಫ್ಲವರನ್ನು ಬರೆದು ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ will complete this unit. Okay, what are the things you have explained? Listen and study with your self-study with your books. Once you can come to the college, we can explain all these things once again. Thank you.